Hi, this is Rick. Welcome to Lose It with Rick. Well, my gym is closed again, so we're going to do some alternative exercise. This one is hiking. It's a virtual walk, but it's really a virtual hike. We are at Laguna Coast Wilderness Park. So this hike is 45 minutes long. So you don't have to do the full time. You can tap out at any moment. You can do 5-minute intervals or just pick it up where you left off. I also have a companion version of this hike without me rambling and talking on my new channel called Virtual Walks. So look that channel up, and you can go on the Laguna Coast Wilderness Park walk without me rambling. But if you want to hear me rambling about weight loss, about coronavirus, about the equipment I use on this episode, feel free to watch this episode, and it's like hiking with a friend you don't really know. Anyway, let's get started. It says, welcome to Laguna Coast Wilderness Park. We only got a few minutes or a couple hours because the parking lot closes at 5 and is now about 3. So I've only got a couple hours. So this place is beautiful. Let's go on our hike. See what's up. Okay, now weight loss. Okay, let's talk about weight loss. I got my hat on. It is like it's not too hot. I would guess it's about 80 degrees. I'll figure it out. But it doesn't feel too hot. This is close to Laguna Beach. And it's a wilderness trail I've been wanting to go on. I've been nervous. I came yesterday and it said it said that it was that they close at 5 and it was 5:20. The park itself closes at 7, but the parking lot, they close the gates at 5 o'clock. So it was 5:20, and I'm like, but the gates still weren't closed, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But anyway, I decided to come back today. So I went down to the beach yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I am like, I don't know, that's a little area. I think there's restrooms over there and stuff. So let's go on this trail. That looks like there's a little cave there. Interesting. I don't know, the technical nerd in me is just going to get this out because it's bothering me. So this is a new system I'm using. I want to film myself and the trail at the same time. I have another channel that I want to start called Virtual Walks. Nobody took that name. I can't believe it. There is some amazing virtual walks. But I figured my unique brand on it might be that I can put little exercise points, like it's 5 minutes, it's blah blah. Anyway, I just thought it would be kind of interesting because maybe you haven't done it in California. Maybe there hasn't been a lot of them in California, and maybe nobody's been on this trail. Who knows? Anyway, so we're going to start that channel and see what's up. But on my Lose It with Rick channel, I'm going to have me talking while I show the trail. And, if I didn't mention it before, get up, stand up from your computer or wherever you're watching this from, and walk in place. Walk in place. I don't know if this is going to be 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but you can tap out anytime. If you're like, I'm good at 10, or maybe pick it up later. And just do a 5-minute walks or 10-minute walks. And you can just walk in place and listen to me ramble. It's virtual walks with rambling talks. That's what I decided to call it. Or label it. But basically the whole point of this channel, Lose It with Rick, is to lose weight. And I mentioned this yesterday, but the governor this is July 15th, 2020. The governor on Monday, the 13th, closed everything again. So the gyms are closed. And I called him I heard that and I'm like, no, that can't be true. And so I called Planet Fitness, and this was like at 4:10 in the afternoon. And I called him and he says, yes, we'll be closed at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but the governor says that they're closing everything. He says, yes, sir, we're closing at 5 o'clock because of the governor's orders. And I was like, oh, duh. It just wasn't registering to me. This is really pretty. See, it's the middle of summer, but it's still green, which is awesome. So it must be some kind of river. We're pretty close to the ocean, so maybe this gets more mist in the morning or rainfall. Very beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's really hard to get up that hill. That hill. So I have to weigh in tomorrow. I need to lose. From last weigh-in, I had lost. I started at 307. I was down to 289.5. So if I can just lose, oh my gosh, this is a mountain. This is going to be more strenuous than I thought. But apparently, if you're talking, it's okay. It's not too strenuous if you're walking and talking. But my goodness, this is steep and strenuous if you ever come here. But so I need to lose 2.5 pounds to get to the 20-pound mark. I would love to get to the 20-pound mark because then I feel like I've accomplished something. But I mean, if you watch my last update video, week 8 video, the 2-month video, I did a shirtless side-by-side, and you really couldn't tell the difference at all. Terrible. I was kind of surprised. I looked exactly the same. So I have a feeling I'm not going to look any different until I reach 30 or 40 pound loss. But that's my goal, is to lose 57 pounds. So I only had 39.5 pounds left to go. And I mean, I checked a couple of days ago and I had lost a pound. So before my weigh-in tomorrow, I'm hoping I will have lost another 1.5 pounds. Oh no. Oh goodness. Look at this rock. Oh, I'm in a weird mode with my little gib thing. So I don't know. Let's switch it to that mode. Point of view. Nope. There. That's a little better. I can kind of control that a little better. All right, so apparently if I want to look down, I'll look up now. Okay, I'm still learning this little stabilizer. Look at that. Beautiful. I'll put it on ultra wide mode on the way down. I just wanted to try to test it without it. And okay, so technical video nerd in me has to say this. It's just bothering me. So for my main videos, I don't mind getting out my wireless mics and my little portable video recorder. I will show it to you. When I was a videographer, that's what I used. But when I decided to start doing this vlog, I wanted things to be simple. So the simplest thing to do is just use the camera audio. But that proves problematic because if the wind is going, now there's no wind here, so we should be okay. And I got the Filmic Pro app because you can control which microphone is turned on. On the iPhone, There's the front-facing microphone. There's the back-facing microphone, which is superior. And there's the bottom microphone, which is basically how you do phone calls. So the Filmic Pro app, you can change. Oh my gosh, this hill is kicking my ass. Oh my God. You can decide which microphone to use. And I could put a little windscreen on it, and that kind of works pretty good. You don't hear the wind noise as much. Okay, well, I filmed yesterday in Laguna Beach. The companion app to Filmic Pro is this app called Double Take. And in Double Take, you can shoot 2 images, 2 cameras at once. It can be the back 2 cameras, it can be the one front and one back. So I used it. Well, I thought it was using whatever settings I used in, oh my God, this hill is kicking my ass. I thought it was using whatever settings I had in Filmic Pro app. It's not. It's using its own standard. Oh my God, this hill. It's using its own standard resolution. You can only shoot in 24p or 30p. So right now we're shooting in 24p. I just want to test it out. Oh my gosh. But you also can't control the microphones. That pissed me off. And you can only record in, I thought you could record in 4K in this mode where you're shooting with 2 cameras at once. You can't. You can only shoot in 720p. I mean, not 720p, 1080. I can't think. When I exercise, I just can't think. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop for a second, look around. My gosh. Oh, a view. There's the 73 toll road over there in the distance. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I should stop here. It's beautiful, but getting back to my little rant. So you can only shoot 1080p, which is high def, but it's not 4K. And the virtual walk guy, who has tons of them, he shoots in 4K. And I want all my footage to be shot in 4K, because there will be a time where it looks outdated. I know, because I used to shoot in standard definition, and now all those videos look really outdated. Low quality and, low resolution. So I just kind of want to future-proof everything. But for now, this is fine. Unless I just want to do it twice, which that probably will be an option later. But oh my gosh, it's hot. It's getting hotter. There is a cool breeze. So what I was saying about the mic, I had put a windscreen on the main microphone in the back because I just don't want to lug all my other equipment, which I'll explain in a minute. And went down to the beach yesterday. All the footage came back. Horrible. I hate it. Because the Double Take app is using all 3 of the iPhone cameras. You can't select which one you're going to use. It just uses all 3 in that app. So I put a windscreen on the bottom mic. I put a windscreen on the back mic. So we'll see how it goes. Look at these reeds. Very nice. This terrain is very rough. Rough terrain. Sweaty. If I didn't have my hat, the sun would be burning my thinning hair, be burning my head. I didn't get haircut when everything was open. My Supercuts was open. I didn't get a haircut because I thought, oh well, I'll get it next week or the week after, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. And then they closed them all down again. So it's kind of keeping me to my promise of not cutting my hair until I get halfway to my goal. So I really only have about, let's say I have about 7 pounds to go until I get to halfway, which would be awesome. Rest over, let's continue. So enough about the technical issues I'm having. Let's get back to coronavirus. Ugh, I don't like it. I just had a conversation with my sister. She explained a dream she had about mortality. And I'm like, I think it's the stress from the coronavirus. Quite frankly, I mean, it's other things, but I mean, anybody can get it. You know, I used to think it was just going to be old people. I mean, I'm kind of old, but I don't know. I don't think I'll get it. I hope I don't get it. I might have already had it. Back in March, I felt really sick. I had the cough that they described. I just never had the fever, but I had all the other symptoms. So I'm wondering if now I have antibodies. Who knows? But, you know, it's like I was just talking to my sister. I told her that growing up, you know, it's like, this is what you do if there's an earthquake. This is what you do if there's a military attack or whatever. You know, this is what you do if this happens. This is what you do if that happens. Nobody told us about this. Nobody warned us. I mean, I'm sure they warned us, but we never did a drill in school, which I guess you really couldn't, but at least a little short lesson. If a pandemic hits, be aware, this is what's going to happen. And this is why a mask helps stop the spread, and blah, blah, blah. And it might take months and months or a year to get a vaccine, or longer. I don't know. Maybe they said all that and we just didn't pay attention because it was so unlikely. Oh my gosh, this hat making me itch. Oh my gosh, this trail. It's now more of an even slope. That first bit was just like, oh my Lord. So we're at about the 15-minute mark. If I want this video to be 30 minutes long, I should turn back now. But I really want to get to the top of that ridge over there. Losing weight just, it sucks because it's like, I would normally not do this. Oh, and that's what I wanted to have a talk about, how the coronavirus has really hurt a lot of people, but it's kind of put other people like me, it's made me refocus things and change things. I mean, luckily, I'm fortunate enough that, you know, my finances hasn't really changed because of the work I do, but other people, it's devastated them. It's devastated people's businesses. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine what it's like. Because for some of these people, their unemployment's going to run out or something. It's just kind of a scary situation. But for me, what it's done for me, I have corona guilt because everything has kind of been okay for me. Let me switch it back to the, let me see. Let me put it in this mode. Let me just see something. Nope. There we go. Okay. We're gonna kind of put it in this mode. Get more of the trail in. So for me, the coronavirus disruption, I should say. For me, it was a disruption. Other people, it's totally devastating. But for me, it was only a disruption. It's changed things. I now have time to do things. The restaurants are closed. So I found out that I was spending a lot of money on restaurants and things. And different BS things that I didn't really need. So I've been able to, pay off credit cards and pay off old debts. And, it's actually kind of been beneficial to me in that regard. And I've been able to focus on hobbies. Like this is a hobby. I haven't done videography in a really long time because I just didn't have time, and I didn't have a subject that I cared enough about. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can't really advance in the careers I want to do or any of the things I want to do until I get this weight off. I just feel so insecure and I look terrible. I've got to lose this weight. And now's the perfect time to do it. So that's exactly what's going on, is I'm able to focus more on this stuff. Now, that said, and you probably have this problem too. My hobby, which was videography years and years ago, put me in debt because I was getting paid for my videography work, but there was a lot of equipment I bought that I really didn't need. I just wanted, the latest camera. Oh, the latest this, the latest audio device, the latest that. And one company made me purchase a DSLR, which I was pissed about, but they actually look really great. And with this situation, I just don't care. I think the iPhone is just really working great for me. It doesn't really matter now. Before it did. Now it doesn't. Now the iPhone quality is, superior to a lot of things I had. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to turn around. Let's take one last look up here, because I can keep going on and on and on up here. But we're going to take one last look around, and I'm going to change things up and continue my story. Okay, we were at the halfway mark. We've changed things up. I have changed it to wide angle lens in the back and set the jib into the setting where you don't see the little doodad right here. And let's continue our walk going down in ultra wide mode. I'm still in 24p. I'm going to see how that works, or if it works. Because my default, I would like to shoot in 4K 60p. But this little app I'm using right now, the double cameras, only shoots in 1080p or 1080p, 30p, or 24p. So I'm just going to try 24p. I did 30p yesterday. Funny, it was a lot easier to edit on my computer. I have this little tiny MacBook, 2017 MacBook. Then I bought just as a travel thing, but then my major computer, my iMac, blew up. It was a 2011, but the graphics card blew up and got too hot, and the glue came off, and they tried to fix it one time, but it happened again, and I sold it for $200 and just started using my MacBook, and it has been absolutely wonderful. Just my MacBook, I can edit 4K footage. It takes a little longer, and at times it crashed, but now it's pretty stable, and I'm like, do I really need to buy a new computer? So that's one of the things Corona has been kind of like, do I really need this? Do I really need a new computer? I want a new computer. I really want a new computer. But do I really need it? No. Do I really need, more video equipment? No, I really don't. Like I said, the iPhone is all I really need. I'm going to show you my audio setup in a little box here because it is ridiculous. So as a videographer, I would mic up the talent. And when I had to switch to DSLRs in the olden days, your big camera that you used, you could put the audio inputs into the camera and mic up the talent, and no big deal. Well, DSLRs came around, and they weren't as advanced when I first bought one in, I think, 2012. They weren't as advanced, and you had to get separate audio. So I bought this audio recorder. It's not too big, but it's big enough that you wouldn't really want to carry it around in your pocket, but you could. And then I have these wireless mics. So they're little size like this, and one fits on the talent, which in this case is me, and it's a lavalier mic that goes here. And then there's a transmitter that looks exactly the same, but it goes closer to the camera. Well, when I film myself with the tripod, I just put that on the ground. The recorder and the receiver, and then I have my wireless mic, which works fine. But when I'm doing things like this, it's really cumbersome because I usually wear, I wear these kind of shorts that don't have a drawstring on them. So if you put a lot of things in it, it just pulls your pants down. You're constantly having to hold up your pants. And I usually forget that I'm wearing these types of pants when I go exercise. So it's all just very cumbersome. So the best solution for me was just to use the onboard mic of the iPhone. And before I started using the the double take app, it was fine. It would sometimes would have the windy sound, but it was kind of fine. And I like it a lot better. It's just a lot easier to deal with and blah blah blah. So I started thinking of different solutions. You can't just put the lavalier mic into the Tascam DSR or DR40. You have to have a little adapter. Well, I've tried different adapters, and yesterday I went to on Monday I went to Best Buy and bought some things. That didn't work. And then I went to, see, it's really windy now. I'm going to be surprised if it doesn't have wind in it, but yeah, it's really windy. I doubt if you can even hear me. But I went to Best Buy, got this stuff. Didn't work. Because what I want to do is get rid of the wireless mics altogether and just plug the lavalier mic into the big recorder. And that way I can keep that in my pocket, and maybe that will be at least one step. Okay, so they didn't have it at Guitar Center. They didn't have it at Best Buy. So I ordered it online. Now, they do have a little tiny recorder, like my Tascam, big Tascam recorder. They have a little tiny one that works just the same as the big one, but it has a lavalier mic, and it would be very compact and small, and it would be awesome, and I should just really get it. And the only thing that's stopping me is my fear of this rabbit hole, of going down this rabbit hole. I'm sweating again and blowing my nose. Corona event. So it's just me and my little blog, and I'm not really doing this for clients. I'm not making any money off of this, so I can't really justify the price of this little tiny recorder that I will show you, which would be awesome and I would love it. It's $200. There's another one from Zoom that's a little bigger, but it's only $170. I was thinking about that. But I was like, well, I'm investing in myself, and eventually these might make money or something. I don't know, but I just can't go down that rabbit hole, because as soon as you start buying video equipment, it just never ends. I'm sure you have some kind of hobby that you have where it's like, you know, you buy this, but oh, well, if I buy that, I have to have that. Or if I buy this TV, I have to have these controllers. Or if I have to do that, whatever it is in your life. If I buy these shoes, I have to get this outfit because it matches that, and I have to, and you know, stuff like that. So it's just a rabbit hole I don't want to go down, start spending a whole bunch of money on basically my hobby that I'm not making any money on. And you know, if I ever shoot for money, it's going to be clients where I don't need that piece of equipment at all. It's not, it seriously isn't necessary for freelance video work. So I don't know, it'd just be a luxury indulgence. But again, we're uncertain about coronavirus and we don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, this is a really boring talk. Let's get back to something more interesting. So, oh, there's people down on that trail. I don't think I can show you, but there's people way down there. And here comes a person. This is a hard trail. Can you see those people down there? I wonder if I can zoom in and post and see those people. I'm trying to see if this app even works, like if I can use it. There's people down on the trail. And then here comes a buddy on the trail. I just realized that the trail is going to get slick when I go down. Yikes. So June here in Laguna Niguel was very mild. I don't think we got very hot at all. I might have only had like one day where I had to turn on the air conditioning. Well, July has been kind of hot, and I have had to turn on the air. Like I say, I'm only 5 miles from the beach, but the more inland you get, the hotter it gets. So we did have to turn on the air a few times. Something happened now. The thing is not, there it goes, following me. Anyway, so today has been a lot cooler than it was, like even Monday. I think Monday was like a 95 or something like that, but now it's gotten cooler. So that's good news. And of course, when I went to the beach yesterday, wind again, who knows? When I went to the beach yesterday, it was nice and cool. Although I did probably sweat because it was humid. But I tell you, weight loss without Scott said, how come you're not doing the stairs anymore? You know, I was showing you earlier in this blog, like one of my first episodes, I'm going up and down the stairs. Well, that started to hurt my knees and I got bored with it and I really didn't want to do it. So when I went to the gym, that's my workout. And so I would just go to the gym or I'd take long walks. We live next to a trail, which one day I'm going to show you, probably tomorrow. Oh, well, I did it. Well, anyway. So long walks and the gym were better on my knees and blah, blah, blah. The heavier I am, the harder it is on my knees. The more weight I lose, the more my knees don't bother me. And when I lost, Jenny Craig, when I lost 70 pounds, I'll talk about that. When I lost 70 pounds, all of a sudden that knee issue went away completely. I was like, oh, okay, the less weight my knees have to support, the easier it is on my knees. So funny. So I'm looking forward to that. So my knees haven't been bothering me at all since I've been doing the elliptical at the gym and not doing the stairs and just taking long walks. But this is going to change because I'm going to have to do more hikes and stuff like this in order to continue my weight loss. I can't lose weight by just not eating. I have to work out. These guys on the bike, oh my gosh, I can't even think about it. It's going to be hard. I don't know how they do it. Oh my gosh, I could slip at any moment and tumble down this for sure. So it's just so beautiful here. It's really beautiful. Not too hot now. Well, the wind's blowing in my face, so not too hot. So I was going to tell you about Jenny Craig. Okay, so my good buddy Jason Maxey. His name is Jason Maxey Fitness. I butchered his name in my last update episode. I called him like Makinski or something like that. But then I watched his first blog. He started 3 weeks before I did on these blogs. But he already has 500 subscribers. I'm so happy for him. That's great. But I have like 10. I'm like, no, wait a minute. What is going on? Well, I realized I went back and watched his very first episode. It says 100-pound weight loss. That's why people would be more interested in that than me. It's like, hi, I'm going on my journey, compared to I have lost 100 pounds. This is what I did, and this is what I'm going to do to maintain it. Plus, he's young and better looking. But I was like, oh my gosh. So I have tried to film this Jenny Craig weight loss story where I had lost 50 pounds or 70 pounds. I lost 71 pounds. But it seems weird talking about it now because I've gained the weight back. So I filmed the Jenny Craig segment twice. And it just isn't right because I keep rambling and I'm like, well, this and that. And I try to combine it with other diets and compare it mid-sentence. Well, on Jenny Craig, on Nutrisystem. And then, well, back to Jenny Craig. And, well, when I did Atkins, it's just jumbled and stupid. So I'm going to try to film it again, but when I lose a little bit more weight. And then I will at least have a thumbnail that says, I lost 71 pounds on Jenny Craig. And then I think people will click on it and hopefully I'll get more subscribers. Because It's funny. My sister just said that she's watching these, and I'm like, oh my, don't watch these. These are, I'd never wanted my family to watch them, but anyway, she says that she's watching them. Isn't that cute? But I'm just kind of disappointed that I only have 10 subscribers because I put so much work into this. But I mean, it's expected. Who's going to watch, me? And Jason Maxey put up a video today that was like, basically, don't be down on yourself. He called it something special, self-appreciative or something. I don't know, but we need to be self-appreciative. And I really got inspired with that. I was like, yes, that's right. I shouldn't be beating up on myself. I'm actually doing something. Whereas, a couple of months ago, I wasn't doing anything. I was just eating more fast food. So just getting out here and doing this. So that's really what the videos are for. It doesn't really matter if anybody's watching it. My mother used to, she was awesome. She died of cancer, but she was awesome. She could do anything. She could sew, she could bake, she could make cakes, she could do crafts. I mean, she could do anything. She was awesome, but she was always down on herself. And to the point where people would say, oh my gosh, Shirley, can you make a cake for my wedding or for my daughter's graduation or for whatever? Anyway, could you make a cake and I'll pay you? So she'd make the cake, decorate it fancy, and it would look all nice. And it wasn't like huge money. It was like, whatever, $20 or whatever or $30 to pay for basically the ingredients. Well, she would hate herself so much. She would hate what she did so much. The cake would look fine, but she would say, oh, don't pay me. Don't pay me. Oh, don't pay me. Oh, so I'm afraid I've inherited stuff like that. And I have to really be confident with myself. And then another thing she would do, which I picked up on, which is a bad habit, is she would do something out of the kindness of her heart, like volunteer for somebody, or like make a cake for somebody or for their birthday or something. And the person might say, oh my gosh, thank you, blah blah blah, but she wouldn't think that they thanked her enough. And, or, she might have like thought of a card or something, or given somebody something, and she never felt like the person thanked her enough, and she would get all upset. That's something I do. And it's like, my advice to her was, well, then don't do anything for them. If you are expecting a huge thank you and a huge, blah, blah, then don't do it. If you know that they're not going to, don't do it if that's what you're expecting for. If you're expecting a huge thank you, just to do it out of the kindness in your heart, and whatever they say to you, great. I'm sure they would always say, oh, thank you so much, which probably wasn't enough in her mind. So don't do it. So that's what I've inherited. And my poor nephews, I stopped giving my nephews birthday money because it got to the point, well, they were getting older, but it got to the point where they wouldn't thank me at all. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a mother. I'm getting really upset that they're not thanking me. Why aren't they thanking me? And this one time I remember my sister put one of her children on and say thank you to Uncle Rick. God, Mom, I don't want to. God, Mom. And then thank you, Uncle Rick, for the birthday money. And oh, you're welcome. Never, ever give them money again. Ever. So that's something I inherited from my mother. Just, they're not appreciative. Well, if you want them to thank you, don't give it to them. You know what I mean? If that's your big thing, you should give it out of the kindness of your heart, and no matter what they say or do with it, you should just give them whatever whatever you want to give them, and that's it. Don't expect a thank you. Don't expect a reward. I was like that when I was a teenager, so come on. Anyway, that's my little rant about forgiveness, thankfulness. There's all these little ants running around. What's going on in the little ant world? Look at this beautiful greenery. It's just beautiful. Wow. What an awesome trail. My stomach is tightening up. So I know I'm using my stomach muscles. That's happened yesterday too, because I was climbing up and down all those stairs at Laguna Beach. Oh, there's no more wind. So I guess the audio hopefully is better. I hope. Although I'm not seeing the little audio dials going up and down. But This is a good workout. And I don't know if I explained very good when I first got here, but there's these huge signs in the parking lot. We've had major break-ins. Do not leave valuables in your car. We've had major break-ins. This is stressing me out. I'm like, oh, why would anybody break in? Oh my gosh. So hopefully everything's okay. Look how beautiful this is. Look how beautiful this path is. So this video, without me rambling, will be on my new channel, Virtual Walks. I've taken the Rick out of everything on that channel because I'm like, oh, another thing I'm going to start doing is YouTube is very, I don't understand. At one time it was like, oh, your video has to be over 10 minutes because of this and that. And so I would try to make them over 10 minutes. But now I'm realizing that's not cool. Nobody likes a rambler when they're first getting to know you. So I'm going to start putting out a series of videos that are just like a minute or 2 minutes. And my update videos will be no longer than 5 minutes. I'm going to try to keep them down to 3 or 4 minutes, but no longer than 5 minutes, because until I get like a following, nobody wants to hear me ramble. So unless you really do want to hear me ramble, then you can watch this. You know, I want to call it Hiking with Rick, but that's Kevin Nealon has a show called Hiking with Kevin. And he interviews celebrities. And I thought, wouldn't that be fun? What if I knew a celebrity and they could go on these hikes with me and I could talk to them? Hiking with Rick, a nobody. And, you know, whoever, and this celebrity and that celebrity. That would be really fun. I bet he has a good time, because not only does he get to work out, but he also gets to talk to these cool, which are probably his friends. But so much fun. What a cool thing to do. So this hike has been really great. We're almost at the end. I'm going to have to do a whole beginning segment, because this is like, I didn't tell you, stand up at your computer and walk. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember. Stand up at your computer and walk, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And these mosquitoes and little flies are all over me. But this has been yet another virtual walk. I'm going to try to remember all that when I do my opening segment, which is going to happen in just a few minutes. So if you like this video, like the video. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. Should I say that more enthusiastically? If you like this video, like it. And if you want to subscribe to Lose It with Rick, please subscribe and let's go on this journey together. There, that's my little... I don't want to call it fake. We're all fake. We all do things that we don't want to do, you know. But like I said, this Jason, I keep talking about him because I just watched him. But Jason Maxey, I'm going to try to remember his name. He's very positive and awesome. He's this nice 22-year-old kid, full of possibility and hope, and not jaded at all like me. I'm just like jaded. But, you know, like I say, I'm a bartender. I do all this stuff. So I have to be fake all the time. Hi, where are you from? Oh my gosh, oh, how cool. I mean, it's genuine, but still, you can't just say, yeah, I'm having a crappy day. I don't really want to serve you. You can't do that ever. So we all have to kind of put on a brave face when we go out in the world. Okay. So now let's do that officially. So if you like this video, we are at the end of the trail. We did it. We did it. I am sweating like a pig, and it has been very, very, this has been a really hard walk. I'm going to remember this one because I'm going to come back to this one. But if you like this video, please like the video. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it, because I just feel like there's nobody out there. I even looked at AdSense and it was like, because there's a thing where you can pay Google to advertise your channel to get more subscribers. I'm like, I should do that. But anyway, oh, here's another trail. There is another trail that maybe we'll do another time. Okay, let's sign off. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.